Hi friends, it has been about 2 months since my last video and I'm so glad to be back. I literally wrote up a little agenda on my mini whiteboard because I don't want to forget anything and I have a lot going on as usual. To recap, the last 2 months have been busy to say the least. I won an award, which was pretty crazy. In September, I was nominated by LoveCrafts for Motivated Multi-Craft Blogger. And if you know all the things that I'm into, I'm definitely a multi-crafter. So just to be nominated, to be recognized for all the things that I do was amazing. And then I won for that category. So that happened. And yeah, and then I've just been working on different projects here and there. I had a charm release last month. There will be another one the beginning of December, so like in a little bit over a week. That's gonna have some different things. It'll have charms and it'll also have some other stuff. I'm not sure if I'm ready to release my resin crafts into the wild yet. I haven't even shared a picture of anything that I've made with resin. Yeah, I don't know. It's not that I don't like this stuff. I just, there are so many options with resin and I start feeling a little overwhelmed because it's hard to pick. Like, do I want glitter? Do I want gold leaf? Do I want shimmer, iridescence? I don't know. And so I just get overwhelmed with resin. So that's one of those ones where it might be a while before I actually start releasing resin stuff. But yeah, as for my little segments that I started on the last video, my first one will be Whit's Whips. So what I have going on right now, I'm still working on my framework bralette. It's on timeout, actually. It's in that bag right there. And it's gonna stay there for a little while. The needles are small, the progress is slow. I'll come back to it. I started a new project. On Instagram, I posted that I'm designing a sweater as I go to match my skates. This is, it's gonna be cropped and I want a hood. I've never knit a hood before, but I'm gonna figure it out. Here is the sketch of the hoodie, how I want it to look. I want the hood to be like nice and roomy. My hair is big, my head's big, so I need the hood to be really roomy. I'll show you what I have done so far. I've completed 2 sleeves. As if there could be more. I've completed the sleeves. And I just love the fit. Kind of a slight bubble sleeve. Subtle. And then it's under this pile. I have a pile of stuff. I started the body. And it's just a sea of stockinette. So it's gonna be probably about 4 inches of positive ease. I'm gonna leave this stockinette roll. This is the bottom edge. So I'm working bottom up. I'm gonna leave that roll at the bottom because I love it. I love the roll from stockinette. So I'm gonna make sure when I block it and steam it, that roll stays there because I love it. So that's in progress. And I started the first pattern for my next crochet pattern book. I was supposed to be a whole lot further along on this, but with being home and doing virtual school and all that stuff, things have been really slow going. So yeah, I'll show you the beginning of it. It's a scarf, and initially this was what I was working on. It's kind of a parallelogram. Well, not kind of, it is a parallelogram. And this is worked without using any increases or decreases. And the trick to this parallelogram is using the extended single crochet. That stitch has a left lean. So if you use extended single crochet on one row and then the next row is any other stitch that doesn't lean, you'll end up with a leaning project, but it leans evenly and you end up with a parallelogram. So that's what the first one was, but I realized that crochet eats up way too much yarn. So I went with a narrow version of that, still a parallelogram, but it's 8 inches wide versus the 12 inches that it was before. And I'll be able to get 72 inches of scarf plus either tassels or fringe. I'm probably gonna do tassels because of the slanted edge. I don't want fringe. I don't want to deal with fringe. So I'll probably just do tassels on each corner. So that's the first one. And then this will be kind of like a 2-in-1. This is, the yarn is Mighty Stitch. And it's from We Crochet, crochet.com. Mighty Stitch. This is 80-20. It's acrylic and 80% acrylic, 20% superwash wool. So it's machine washable, dryer safe, dryer friendly, and it's bulky weight. This color is going to be the cowl version of this scarf. So that'll be coming up next. This is a pretty quick crochet though, so I'll probably be finishing this within the next couple of days, and I'll post about that on Instagram. So you should follow me there if you don't already. I'll put the link in the details below. So that's it for my whips right now. And I'm not going to start anything new until I finish up the scarves. The sweater is my personal project, although I do plan to turn it into a pattern. It's not on the top of my list for patterns. My book is priority. And yeah, so it'll be 2021 that pattern gets released. So yeah, that's it for that. Finally finished is the Michelle Obama doll, and that was a very quick turnaround. When LoveCrafts contacted me and asked me to do that, I think I finished everything in a couple of weeks. Normally it takes me months. And because I modified a previously tested pattern that was already released for another design, we bypassed the testing phase and went straight for publishing it. So it's live, it's available, it's $1, and that $1 goes to 2 charities backed by Black Makers Matter. So yeah, I'll put the link for that at the bottom as well, in the details. But yeah, go ahead and check that out if you're into amigurumi, or if you want to give it a try. It's not that hard. If you know how to crochet, I put every little step you need in there, so you should be able to do it. And I'm here, so if you need to contact me with any questions, I got you. I'm erasing stuff from my little agenda. Okay, so on the blog, I have not been consistently blog posting. It hasn't really been much to talk about. Trying to stay, you know, in tune with what's going on around the world, what's going on in the country, trying to keep up with my kids' school and my own personal stuff. So, yeah, it's been not a whole lot of blogging happening, but I have a lot of blogs. Just they need some proofreading and pictures, and they can be posted. So hopefully I can just sit down one day and just edit them and insert the photos, and then just have them hidden and release them or publish them, you know, once a week or something like that. Probably starting in January, when everybody likes to start stuff. But right now on the blog, my most recent post is about labeling your items. If you're someone who makes items to sell, whether it's hand knits or sewing clothing, you know, custom made garments or whatever, there is a law in the US that you have to label your textile products. So if you want to know more about that, I'll put the link for the blog in the details. You can check that out. I also included a free printable because I print my care labels on printer paper, or printer fabric, you should call it. So yeah, and I just made it on Word, so I'll add that link as well. And the last section is on the horizon, and I always have a whole lot on the horizon because I just, like I always say, I have a lot going on. So the pattern book that I'm working on has 12 patterns. I'm working on the first one, and the second one is actually also a scarf, but it's more of a shawl or shawlette. And that one should be pretty fast. So I'm hoping that before I do another video, I have at least like 2 finished objects to show off to you guys. I will be needing some testers, so I'll make a Google form so I can start accepting some tester applications for the book patterns. And also my knit sweater that I wore in this picture, I am making a pattern for it. It has been the most requested item since I stepped into the knitting scene. It's the first chunky sweater I ever knit for myself. I actually knit myself 2 sweaters in high school, but I have no proof. I never took pictures. I don't have them anymore. I don't talk about them a lot. Yeah. So this is my first chunky knit sweater that I ever made, and ever since I took a picture with it, people are like, where's the pattern? What's the pattern? And I literally winged it. There's no pattern. So I'm gonna make one. And I bought yarn for it. I made it with worsted weight held double acrylic yarn, like Red Heart. But I'm gonna make the pattern with Lion Brand's Woolies Stick and Click. Really stuff this bag. So I'm gonna use this brand of yarn to remake the sweater and create the pattern. I'm gonna fix a couple of construction issues. I mean, I was a noob at constructing sweaters at that point. So I made some pretty rookie mistakes, like making panels where I should have gone and made it one single seamless piece. So I'm gonna revamp the pattern with this different weight of yarn rather than having to strands of worsted held double, it'll be this bulky yarn. That's exciting because it's just, that sweater, it's my favorite sweater, but I'm about 40 pounds lighter than I was when I made the sweater, and it just hangs off of me, and not in like the cute baggy way. It looks like I'm wearing somebody else's sweater. So this is going to be exciting for me because I'll have a sweater that fits me, and I will probably end up harvesting the yarn from that other one, to be honest, because I don't like to waste stuff. So that's gonna happen. More on the horizon, more charms coming, like I mentioned, December 1st, and more clay items that are not charms are also coming. The very last thing that I have is I will be starting to do tutorials, and it's gonna be a little different than most tutorials you've ever seen because we're gonna be learning together. The segment that I'll be doing is gonna be called Learn With Me, and I'll basically be doing crochet stitches, knit stitches. I'll slip over into Tunisian crochet. I'm a very vanilla knitter, very vanilla, like super vanilla. I knit, I purl, that's it. I'm super vanilla with crochet as well, and I barely know how to Tunisian crochet. So I'm going to encourage myself to step outside of the box, and in doing so, I'm gonna film it, and we're gonna learn some new stitches together, and we're just gonna have some fun and make some fun and quirky items that are useful. And yeah, so look out for that. That'll start on January 1st here on YouTube. And the first thing I'll be doing is gonna be crochet though, because that's where I'm most comfortable. So we'll start there. I'm looking forward to coming back again, maybe mid-December, just before the holidays. I don't think I have anything else. Oh, I just remembered one more thing. The yarn that I picked up. I got these two skeins from Ancestral Fiber Co. And I'll give you, I'll give her link down at the bottom. This one is Osun, and this one is Oya's Rainbow. And I couldn't pass these up. I had to. They're super wash merino wool. They're sport weight. I'm gonna try to knit some socks. I've never knit socks before for an adult. I knit really tiny little baby socks for Renee when I was still pregnant with her and I was like stuck in the hospital. I knit her some socks, and they were literally like this big, and I did them on like double pointed needles. But I haven't taken the plunge to try me-sized socks. So yeah, I want to do that with these. And then I got these ombre sock duos from Alex Creates. He's at Alex Creates on Instagram. These are superwash merino, 80% and 20% nylon. So like perfect sock blend. And they're already in two skeins, so I don't have to separate anything. They're just ready to become socks. And if this isn't encouragement, I don't know what is. This colorway is called Unicorn Cupcake. And just look at those like streaks of yellow, blue, pink. So me. And then the black, like, because I wear black like all the time. So just like, I can imagine these peeking out of my Doc Martens. Like, yeah, I need some knit socks. So I'm going to go vanilla. You already know I'm going to go vanilla. with these because I want the color to pop on these. I might try something fancy with this ocean, but for the Alex Creates Unicorn Cupcake, we gotta go stockinette. I need to see every little bit of these colors popping through, and I don't want no cables or anything distracting from the color. So I'm excited to try knitting socks. Thank you for watching. If you've made it this far and you like what you saw, go ahead and give me a subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you want to see with the Learn With Me segment. Maybe there's something you've been thinking about learning and you haven't ventured out there yet. We can do it together. So if you have any suggestions, just let me know in the comments, and I'll consider them. Thank you so much for watching.